So, Star Trek Discovery's back on. We're about 94 videos into it. We're about 5 or 6 videos away from 1K videos. And this is a review of the Star Trek Discovery episode 4, continuing episode 8, season 4. All in, continuing the season. They broke for several months to the rest of Prodigy, and now this is the remaining 7 episodes of this season. So we have B story about Stamets and the Doctor's stressed. We have the cleaning house, and we have A story of the Booker and the Mirror Universe guy go to. They still can't figure that out for some reason, even though they had a Mirror Universe queen on the ship before. They can't figure this out. So they go to this. Booker and the other guy go to this planet, this barge planet that's in the guise of a sea monster on an ocean world of some kind. And they have Burnham knows where they're going to go and goes right to them, basically. So yeah, that's not a surprise. They have to have the actors in the story. There's a changeling in it who is disguised as an alien, the little blinky eye alien. They're trying to get the Solemite or Selenite or whatever. They keep changing the name, it seems. The trilithium, selenium, whatever. To get the weapon stuff, which of course is a very small amount of this weapon that's powerful. Isolinium, I think is what they call it. Which doesn't make sense because that would be isolinear chip parts. Why would that be a weapon? That's the stuff they were using on Voyager and Deep Space Nine. And Next Generation. They were just silicon optical chips. So I don't know how that would be a weapon. You have a Voth-looking guy running the barge. He's sort of, or the gambling mecca. We have gambling stuff. Reminiscent of the Deep Space Nine bar, of which they built a replica years ago in the Star Trek experience, and I was in there. Went to that several times. Including at least once with Mark's cards. Once with my brother. And most of the time by myself. So we have... so that's long gone. But in the story, they're basically playing poker at one point. I guess it's supposed to be blackjack, but it's poker. But it's weird alien poker. Circassian poker or something like that. In which case you don't know what their hands actually would be if they were dealing them. It appears that Burnham gets a 10 and he got a royal from 2 kings. It's clearly not Earth poker, because 2 kings isn't going to give you a royal flush. 4 of them in the suite would give you a royal flush. 2 10s you're not going to win. You got to get the straight flush, straight. You can have a 10 and 9, the king, jack, and queen, but or a dirty royal or something. But she didn't even have that. She had 2 10s, so she didn't really win. And he had two a king and a queen. I think is what he had. That wouldn't be anything. But yeah, it was weird. They did have Domjot, but they didn't tell us how to play it, so we didn't. Back in the day, they did copy at the old experience. Some of the nomenclature, letterheads, and things that they hid stuff, messages in. The menu bar thing had characters from Man from U.N.C.L.E. in it, and I Spy and stuff, written into the menu. Funny. Somebody really liked Man from U.N.C.L.E. And DS9 had Back in the day, they had Morn, who was supposed to be Norm from Cheers. True story. Morn was supposed to be Norm, and they couldn't pay NBC every time Morn or Norm appeared, so they had to just not have him give him any speaking roles, which kind of sucked for the actor. He didn't get to say anything. But we redeemed him in Star Trek Chimera by having him be Eon the Greeter, or one from his species, be Eon the Greeter, and he had plenty of things to say. So, Eon the Greeter. But yeah, another thing they did was that Quark was based on a 90s politician. It's weird that they referenced Cheers from the 80s and 90s on DS9, because that's weird. Made him an alien. It was even weirder that that Armin Shimmerman based his character on a politician from the 90s called Ross Perot, who he based his character on that. And it was written in the script like that. You know, character references of a politician. I think I mentioned that before. Anyway, this one, the Admiral guy, his thing was forged so that the Smarty Pants guy could get over to the barge. And then the Admiral guy sent them on their mission without what they're doing. They mentioned the telemetry and stuff. That the alien thing is a mining thing that's going in and out of space. I wonder if it's actually the Narada, because that would be kind of stupid and funny. Then that would throw a wrench in it. It wouldn't be Cillians. Unless Cillians took it over. Outside the galaxy, there's a Faraday cage in space out there. And it's in there. They're going to go out there, and if they blow up the weapon that they got a hold of, it'll piss off these Q-like aliens. It'll piss them off. Probably overlords. Probably still Cillians, who've captured this deadly 5 light years across anomaly spaceship thing that they captured. It's so, you know, like when they first I think it was season 2 started to use the Red Angel, stealing it from Starcrackers, and Starcrackers, the fan film, been out since 2014 on the internet, and is now although officially the movie was half completed in 1992, 30 years ago, so everybody knows about it. A fan film we were in. And yeah, so they're now they're referencing the Red Angel system itself in here. So it could still have something to do with the Red Angel suit and the other thing. Except the Red Angel spaceship cage thing, Faraday. We didn't think of Faraday cage at the time, but that's kind of what it was. Ah. It was sort of a megastructure, but a Faraday cage. Not like in Moonfall, but more like in an anomaly with an empty space in the middle, and you fall inside it, and it traps you. It takes you around like a Dyson sphere, but it's energy. And it can travel super light speed and go around, just like the one in this story. So the anomaly is basically the Starcracker sphere. It's going back and forth through space, wreaking havoc. But it's been commandeered by bad guys, apparently. It says Booker is basically Raxler. Well, okay. But he's Blaxler because he's black. So yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a mess. Discovery. Silly Moonfall movie was yesterday. Yeah, it's kind of a similar idea. Faraday cage thing. Yeah, yeah. It does. Beg the question: how could they even fight something like that? In the Starcracker story, it made sense because they were able to figure their way out. They had the ability to figure their way out. In the novelization, it makes a little more sense. They figured that since it was attracted to characters like itself, that it had some kind of AI, sophisticated AI that recognized the ancestor species or something similar to the Moonfall story, actually. And it recognized it, so it let Raxler ship in and then let Clark ship in, and then they did a Wrath of Khan type of thing inside it. But instead of killing each other, they teamed together to try to escape. And they can go about killing each other later on. But yeah, that was the Red Angel thing. The Red Angel system in that story was a bygone alien civilization, similar to later Alastair Reynolds' Revelation of Space, where the aliens in that part of space were wiped out by some kind of sophisticated war. They all got together and had a war. So the aliens around that area were destroyed. And then Canary Space, and then it became Star Crackers. Then Star Crackers became this other thing. It became a Space Vanguards, and then part of it became Canary Space. So there were two different series that it kind of morphed into, and in the time travel multiverse thingy that was going on in Book 7 of Canary Space, they implied that Star Crackers was one of the universes that Canary Space was part of, as was Space Time High. And that the aliens in that one had gone back to have their alien space war, and the aliens from Star Crackers. So there was a connection between them. They were related. Anyway, but in Star Trek, they don't know what they're writing. They just heard about it, had pieces of it. And this 5 mile long spaceship and 5 light year long spaceship encompassing a solar system, even though they said 5 light years, that's way bigger than a solar system. That's 5 light years. That's from here past Alpha Centauri. They apparently just throw out words and try to sound smart, and as well as space poker, and it's kind of annoying to do that. They should have asked. We would have said, okay, yeah, Red Angel time suit, that doesn't make any sense. Red Angel anomaly doesn't make any sense. In Star Crackers it did because advanced aliens. But for them to build that really doesn't make any sense. They can't. They're humans on a starship. They can't build a sphere. That said, I believe it was book 2. The humans in Star Crackers book 2, Space Vanguard's book 2, did manage to build a small version of the sphere to fly the ship around. But a very small compared to what it was. It was pretty big. Yeah, they managed to use it as a shield, or a warp bubble kind of thing. Yeah. So anyway, so there's some Star Crackers in this story, so that's why it's relevant. I mentioned, but I did not write this one. And of course, they find Booker on the planet immediately. And they have a scene reminiscent of Tunguska in one other episode. There were 2 Voyager episodes where some character of apparent meek size fought the big tough guy wrestler in the ring to get some money or something, to get some latinum. And the Voyager episode, it was famous because the second one, because it had The Rock in it. It's a young version of The Rock, and he fought 7 of 9. Yeah, so that was cool. But yeah, so this was sort of a spoof on that, and I thought for sure they were going to kill the lieutenant lady who was fighting him, because I thought for sure they were going to just make her a red shirt right there, and they were trying to establish her character for some reason, and it's yeah, they're going to kill. No, they didn't though. They did not. She got to the Mirror Universe guy and figured him out from the script that she read, as opposed to just figuring out that we lost somebody, so I'm going to go into and fight and planet. Their motivations are still weird. It's why didn't they just... Okay, they put a tracking device on the weapon and got back. Why didn't she just stun him right there? Stop it all. I said they had no weapons. Yeah, they did. They had that girl that fought the other guy. Had her knock him out, take him back to the ship. It's I don't think the barge captain would have cared. He would have take him. Oh, well. And then there would be no weapon, and there wouldn't be... the story would end right there. But yeah, they didn't do that. It doesn't matter if they don't have a phaser. They could just hit him over the head. Their plan was silly. Yeah. So basically hit him below the belt. The other guy, the bad guy, or the boxer, who wasn't The Rock in this one. But, what was the point of that? Of any of that? Ooh, we didn't get the weapon. So what were they doing? Well, anyway, so that was a little treat as on something in Starcrackers as well. Only because they're kind of doing Starcrackers. That's why I mentioned it. It's kind of the anomaly they're heading for that sent out the other anomaly, some sort of probe dredging device. It's like, why would it do that? Because if there's anything like that in the universe that kind of addressed that in the Moonfall thing too. It's like aliens who have the ability to build mega superstructures that are the size of solar systems and even light years across don't need to destroy planets because they can literally make them. Why would they need to do that? Yeah. Anyway, so